These are the raptors from Jurassic Park, the ones we were shown. And these are also raptors, the same ones. See the difference? It's huge. In this video, you'll find out how realistic the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park actually were. The T-Rex, Dilophosaurus, raptors, and more, they all have a rich and fascinating history. But did Hollywood directors manage to portray them accurately? Brachiosaurus is scientifically accurate. Why? In the movie, it is portrayed as a giant, majestic, herbivorous dinosaur, and this is generally close to the truth. Brachiosaurus really was huge, up to 25 meters long and weighing as much as several elephants. But there is a nuance. In Jurassic Park, they move quite gracefully and even stand on their hind legs. Most likely in reality, this would have been dangerous and difficult for such a massive body. Also, scientists believe that their neck and body proportions might have been slightly different.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
But were they really as realistic as the baby raptors? In Jurassic Park, the baby raptors were shown as helpless and almost like human infants. Small, vulnerable, with childlike features, a kind of metaphor for actual childhood. But in reality, they were very different. Raptors were smart and capable hunters right from birth. Their hatchlings could likely hunt almost immediately after hatching. So the movie made them look far less effective than they really were. It wasn't as accurate as the Triceratops. In the scene with the sick Triceratops, we see the classic image, a huge horned dinosaur with a frill around its neck. That is quite accurate. It's scientifically proven that Triceratops really existed in the late Cretaceous period, and they look very much like the movie version. The only difference might be in some details. For example, their skin was probably not smooth, but covered with scales or bumps. But these were minor details compared to the T-Rex, or maybe the other way around? And T-Rex is the golden middle. Why? Yes, it was shown as large, but there are still a couple of mistakes with it. First, yes, it could have been non-feathered, even though it had relatives that were feathered and lived in suitable climates, like Nundasuchus. But T-Rex didn't live there, so feathers would only have made its life harder. Also, its eyes were binocular and it could look at its prey with both eyes. And yes, it could see prey even if it was standing still.
You can't see us if we don't move.
Velociraptor is one of the most scientifically inaccurate dinosaurs in the movie. In Jurassic Park, they're shown as almost human-sized predators that hunt in packs and can even open doors. However, in reality, Velociraptors were much smaller, about the size of a turkey or a medium-sized dog, and they were covered in feathers, which the movie completely ignores. The creatures shown in the film resemble a larger dinosaur called Deinonychus, but even that is exaggerated for dramatic effect. Scientists have found fossil evidence proving that velociraptors were feathered, agile hunters, likely relying on speed and intelligence rather than sheer size. So while the movie made them terrifying and cunning, it sacrificed scientific accuracy for the sake of storytelling. Some facts about velociraptors: Steven Spielberg originally wanted the raptors to have long tongues, which they would use to communicate like snakes, but the team convinced him not to do it. Also, the sounds the raptors make when they communicate are actually distorted mating calls of turtles. So what about Dilophosaurus? They are almost the same as raptors, fast predators. Are they only connected by that? Actually, there is more to it because the Dilophosaurus is the most scientifically inaccurate dinosaur in this movie. It's more like a first hybrid, like the Indominus or Indoraptor. They didn't produce venom, and they didn't have frills either. It was also very small in the scene, but the writers justify this by saying it's just a young Dilophosaurus. T-Rex, Dilophosaurus, raptors, and all the other dinosaurs weren't scientifically accurate because this was a family movie, not a documentary. If they'd wanted to make a scientific documentary, the film would have been forgotten. And we wouldn't have discovered this wonderful old movie that inspired the little paleontologist inside all of us.